gross. Look, she's just so flat.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. Now when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung.
What the fuck are you doing?
What? What's going on YouTube? This is your man JuiceKill7 back with another episode of Drew's Reviews. I've always been a fan of the dynamic duo approach to entertainment. I find having two sides of the story with two characters always complements a story. Like the mild-mannered antics of Danny Glover and the batshit crazy Mel Gibson of the Lethal Weapon series. Or the father and daughter relationship between Joel and Ellie in The Last of Us. But no other dynamic duo stands out more to me, in my opinion, than the crazy antics of Jak and Daxter. The story begins with our heroes Jak and Daxter roaming around the forbidden Misty Island. After running into some baddies, Daxter is accidentally knocked into a strange substance known as Dark Eco, which transforms him from an annoying little guy to an annoying little Otzel.
Man, that stung! I told you we shouldn't have come here, and you listened! What? Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine.
They asked the master of Green Eco, Samos, on how to change Daxter back, who suggests to seek counsel from the Sage of Dark Eco. Unfortunately for them, the portal to the Dark Sage has been unexplainably sealed off for some time, which worries Samos of a potentially larger crisis. And so, our two heroes, with the help of an inventor and Samos' daughter, Kira, sets off far, far to the north to locate the Dark Sage and change Daxter back to his former self, while accidentally saving the world. The gameplay consists mostly of platforming through a hub in which branches off to separate stages. You control Jak by double jumping, punching, and kicking. The level design is well done and complements the various athletic abilities of Jak. One recurring issue though with the platforming is that you can't get the sense of space between jumps, which leads to many accidental falls to your doom. It also doesn't help that the camera can be your worst enemy in enclosed areas. You advance through the game by collecting power cells. They can be obtained in a variety of ways, such as completing missions, defeating bosses, which are a blast to face up against by the way, collecting scout flies, and trading currency known as Precursor orbs with the local villagers or Precursor statues. These egg-shaped relics left behind by an ancient race known as the Precursors are well placed throughout the levels and also help lead the player throughout the level. The influence of the Precursors can be seen throughout the level design, which makes the game look very unique and vibrant, blending ancient technology with nature. The environment is bleeding with many bright colors, which stimulated me throughout my time playing. Also, collecting all the Precursor orbs and power cells of a particular area is extremely satisfying. Jak uses the aircraft zoomer to traverse between hubs and complete missions like defeating flying enemies, competing in races, or herding local animals. These sections can be fun at times, but the controls of the zoomer are somewhat sloppy and will cause you to make mistakes from time to time. This can get extremely frustrating, especially when trying to defeat flying enemies for the next power cell or flying through checkpoints. This, along with various mini-games such as collecting fish, breaks up the pace of the game, which is welcomed as sometimes the search for power cells and Precursor orbs can grow a bit tiring, especially with the speed of what Jak runs at. There are a few power-ups to be used throughout the game in the form of Eco. Green Eco regenerates health, Blue Eco increases Jak's speed as well as interacts with various Precursor artifacts and launch pads, which gains Jak access to various areas. Right Eco increases Jak's strength to face tougher enemies, and Yellow Eco gives Jak the ability to fire projectiles at enemies. Hadouken! By far, the greatest attribute to this game are the characters.
Good presence in the Spider Caves.
Great. Sounds like a real cheery place.
Each NPC has so much personality, and each are very unique and believable. It's an absolute joy to speak with the various villagers and passerbys as you advance through the game. The voice acting in this game is top notch and some of the best you'll ever hear, along with the animations which are very well done.
We got Here, Yig. Oh my! I hope the poor dear's okay. Here's a power cell for your valor. No! Look, isn't that cute? It thinks you're its mom. I'm not your mom. You see any feathers here?
Each character has its own vibe and attitude, but none can match up to the ridiculously hilarious banter of that little annoying answer, Daxter. He's constantly arguing with insulting people that they meet, as well as laying on the Mac on the females. I can't tell you how many times I enjoyed one of his jokes. And I tip my hat off to Naughty Dog for such a great script. My only issue with the cutscenes is that the textures on the characters, specifically the eyes, can be very noticeably ugly and distracting, which I marked down as laziness on this HD remake port. Although Jak doesn't speak, the relationship between Jak and Daxter is one of the best I've seen in a video game. The way Daxter dances as they collect their next power cell makes collecting them that much more satisfying, but he does tick me off whenever I lose all my health though.
I'll say something really teary at the funeral, like, "How am I gonna get changed back now?"
Overall, this is a solid game. Great platforming, immersive cutscenes with interesting characters and an imaginative and colorful world make this one of the best platformers I've ever had the pleasure to play. The game is far from perfect with the wonky camera controls and slow pace at times, but the good far outweighs the bad. My final verdict? If you own a PS3, you absolutely have to pick up this game. I was able to get a copy of the Jak and Daxter HD collection, which includes Jak 2 and 3, for less than 20 bucks at Walmart, man. Best money I spent on a game in a very long time. And although I beat this game many years ago in my high school days, I still enjoyed it just as much today. The nostalgia rush that this game gave me reminded me how great gaming used to be back in the day. Aside from the games that Nintendo creates on their respective consoles, it seems as if there's no room in today's gaming world for funny and quirky characters, variety in gameplay, in an environment that's just bursting with color. Now, as much as I admire Naughty Dog for recent games like Uncharted and The Last of Us, I really do miss the days where games weren't all about quick time events, great color palette, cinematic cutscenes, and literally shooting everything you see in your sights. I invite Naughty Dog, as well as every other developer, to go back into the day where games were all about fun and bring back some of that essence to today's gaming world. With how powerful our latest consoles are right now, I would love to see a Jak 4 or another game like this caliber brought out to HD. But what the hell do I know? I'm just a gamer, right? I hope this review of Jak and Daxter The Precursor Legacy was of service to you as playing it was of service to me. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share, because it helps me do the thing I love to do the most, and that is gaming. Once again, this is your man, Juicy07. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode of Drew's Reviews. Done. I hope this review of Jak and Daxter The Precursor... I hope this review of Jak and Daxter The Precursor Legacy... I hope this review of Jak and Daxter The Precursor Legacy was Jesus Christ. I hope... Come on, God, you get it right, get it right, get it right. I hope this review of Jak and Daxter The Precursor Legacy was my Jesus Christ.